Dude, let's draw. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Dude, Let's Draw. My name's Jen Yoko, and I'm here on a mission to show you some cool art and for you to sit with me and draw together. If you could be so kind, like and subscribe, and if you do, I will be showing you guys a lot of cool stuff coming up. Just want to say thank you, sending lots of love. And without further ado, let's begin the sketchatorium. The sketcharoony, the drawing. Yeah, the drawing. Okay, so for today, I'd like to talk about dreams. As you can see in the speed drawing above, I'm drawing my dream line. Now, I'm one of those people who dream vividly. And when I mean vividly, it's almost too real. Clear as day. On a very, very, very rare occasion, I get confused and can't tell if it's real life or not. And here's where we're going to dive deep, folks. Get ready. I recently discovered that there are different types of dreams, which I didn't realize until I did my own research. Like, I knew about them, but I didn't really look into their own separate definitions. Like, I would say, oh, I'm a vivid dreamer or a lucid dreamer, but I didn't really dive deep enough. Okay, so types of dreams. We have normal dreams, which a majority of people experience and tend to forget. There are daydreams where you basically tune out the world while you're awake and just think about different worlds or what's going on in the future. Maybe that sandwich you want to turn into a magical unicorn. I don't know what you guys think about. That's on you. Reason why I'm mentioning this one is because you use your imagination and you're always in control of your daydreams. Now, there are lucid dreams. Lucid dreams, which I found out is how I dream primarily. These are similar to daydreaming in the fact that you can completely control the dream and you're aware you're dreaming and you have the power. But to me, like, when I lucid dream, it feels tiring, but that's just me. There are false awakening dreams too, which I actually used to get, mainly when I was younger, and sometimes it would melt into nightmares. Those are the dreams where you get confused if you're awake, but you are also still asleep. It's scary, man. Then the most notorious of them all, nightmares. I'm sure every single one of you guys who's listening to this right now or watching has had a nightmare. If you hadn't, well, you're an alien or you're not from this world. I don't know. Folks, because I'm a vivid dreamer, I have had some really crazy messed up dreams. Like, they tend to be disturbing and oftentimes so scary they feel super real. Like, for example, when I was younger, I used to have dreams that Freddy would chase me. And I was Tom from Tom and Jerry, so I was like trying to run away from him with Jerry the Mouse in my hand. Or I would have dreams of the Crypt Keeper. A lot of my nightmares used to be associated with one of my jobs. That's where, like, the most memorable dreams I used to have came from. I'd see people from my job as zombies, and I'd have to get away from them. And I really didn't like that. Let's just say I've had a lot of Resident Evil type dreams. If you've ever played that game series, well, it scared me as a kid, and now that I'm older, because I have control, and I'm not scared anymore because I faced a lot of my fears, it doesn't bother me. Sometimes, well, another dream sequence that I despised, which I don't get anymore, are you're giving a speech and then you end up being naked in front of everyone. Boy, did I really hate those dreams. Ugh. Like, good gravy. you're talking to people in front of school, or you're talking to people at your job, and then bam, your clothes are gone. Hated it. Happened a lot to me more in school and then during that really bad job. Or worst of them all, dreams where your teeth fall out. Ugh, I don't miss those. Thankfully, a lot of things in my life have turned around. I made it a point to really take the initiative to take care of myself mentally and physically. I don't get a lot of those repeat stereotypical dreams anymore. Now, for more positive dreams, a lot of my lucid dreams were actually really amazing. Sometimes my dreams became literal TV episodes. Sometimes I complete it, like I would complete a full episode, and most of the times I would just wake up, which would be frustrating. Like, for example, I had a dream I was in Toontown. I don't know if anybody's seen Roger Rabbit, but Toontown is a place where only toons reside. And Toontown in the modern day age, in my dream, was like every single cartoon character living together. It didn't matter if it was anime or whatever. Toontown was a world, right? And I was sitting on a stoop with Storm and Static Shock and Roger Rabbit, Jubilee from X-Men, and we were all just having a good time talking, and it was really cute. And all of a sudden, a bad guy comes by, and he's got a huge, he's controlling the dirt, kind of like Toph from the Last Airbender. And I couldn't see the guy because he formulated the earth into a tornado, and Storm was just like, we need to get together and stop this bad guy. And I was obsessed with, and I still kind of am, with wolves. So I turned into a werewolf because that was my superpower in my head. In my mind, that's my superpower. And we ran off towards the bad guy. One of my other dreams, I remember when I was really, really little, where I really wanted to have a dream of Sailor Moon. I just loved Sailor Moon so much. Sailor Moon was like my Superman. Everybody or Goku, I guess, in this case. All I wanted to do, and I still do to this day, just go on an adventure with Sailor Moon, fight some bad guys, whatever. So in this dream, we were all in a city, random city, and bad guy comes down, and the Sailor Scouts are so powerful, I guess, in this dream world, that they accidentally just obliterated a section of the world. And I was just an observer, so I wasn't really fighting alongside them. I just saw them just delete, like, Sailor Moon Prism powered half of a city away. And I just stood there and laughed, and I was floating in the air. It's crazy, man. And the only reason why I remember my dreams is because I have a dream journal. I make sure to write down the good, the bad, the ugly, and the terrific. Or in these cases, I draw them. The reason why I've been bringing up a lot of these dreams is that the best way I can describe how I see things is like, how should I put this? So to get a really good understanding about lucid dreams is the movie Inception. It came out in 2010, directed by Christopher Nolan. I highly recommend it. It gave me a really in-depth look at understanding dreams and how to help me sleep. I know it's from a fictional film, but they did a really good job, especially if you want to see a concept and learn some cool tidbits about dreams. I won't go into too much detail about the plot, but basically the main characters have to implant or steal an idea from a person's dream, and then things would look real, but they needed an item to ground them so that they know the difference between real life and the dream world. That's some craziness right there. Honestly, because of that movie, I kept sleeping with a plush toy, and I'm like, well, you're an adult, you sleep with a plush toy. No. I do it to ground myself. And I keep an Arcanine with me. I love Arcanine. He's my favorite Pokemon of all time. The biggest reason why I have a plush toy is to ground me. When I have anxiety, and I still do, everybody has anxiety, some fears or whatever. Sometimes I will dream where I wake up. Remember I mentioned before about the dreams where they're false awakenings? I needed that plush toy to remind me that I am dreaming still. So like if I would wake up, or if I would wake up in a dream and the plush toy is not there, I knew I would be still asleep. So the anxiety dreams would be less. Now I have my cat and my dog. They sleep in bed with me because they're spoiled. Holler to all you pet owners out there who spoil their pets. And if I move too much, my cat bites me. So wake up from a nightmare, my cat's got my back. Anyway, so let's get into the meat and potatoes, okay? Let's talk about what I'm drawing. My dream lion. Now, the dream lion, how should I put it? I saw this guy in a dream back in 2020. I was going through a lot emotionally. That year had been hard for everyone, all over the world. During that time, I was beating myself up over the littlest of things, even though I was working full-time doing freelance. I was taking care of things properly, but sometimes past trauma just comes right up like a weed, and there's not much you can do about it unless you try to work through it or just let it take its course, honestly. And I remember having a day where I was told by the people I work with now that I was doing a good job, and I wasn't really giving myself enough credit. And then someone very important to me said, you gotta just do your art. You're doing a disservice if you just don't do it. You're going to make yourself unhappy, and I'm going to be unhappy that you don't do it, that you're not doing it. And I hope he's listening, because you're helping me take these steps. So that night, I went to sleep. I had a dream. I was gripping on to something. And remember how I mentioned that I can't feel anything? This time I could. I felt a fluffy and furry thing in my hands. And I opened my eyes, and what was strange is that I was riding on a huge... Sorry, I got passionate. I'm getting passionate. I was riding on a huge white lion. He had a golden collar and large, bright white wings. It was amazing. It was something that I've never felt before. Like, you felt the energy, the power, the presence. Like, imagine Falcor from Neverending Story. Like, it was exactly like that scene. It was wild, man. And we were going down into what looked like an old abandoned volcano. And as we were descending, he told me to hold on tight. So I gripped onto his collar and a little bit of his fur, and he dashed forward, like just dropped. And I felt the drop, like on a roller coaster. Have you ever been on the Disney elevator that dropped, or any of those dropping roller coasters? That's what it felt like, I swear. And I felt the wind in my hair, everything. And when I tell you that I felt the speed and that wind, it was something I've never felt in a dream before. I was a little scared. And then he landed. And I heard it. It was like a... And there was a massive black barrier below the bottom of this volcano. And me and this white lion were just standing on it. Well, I was on his back still. And then the lion continued to say, "Hey, don't be scared. Just hold on, because we're going to break through." So I was just gripping onto his mane for dear life, and he reassured me again, like, I just remember a deep voice. "Hold on, we're breaking through," like in a very deep voice. So as soon as he broke that barrier, I heard glass shatter everywhere, and we landed safely. And as I was getting off of his back, I didn't feel anything, but I turned into a little white wolf, which was really extraordinary. Like, you guys, I'm telling this, and like I'm hitting my stuff, but like I this is something I wrote down in my journal, so I can't forget it. The only reason why I knew that I was Little White Wolf is because I jumped off of his back and I had like little white paws. And I was significantly smaller than this white lion. He was huge. And he went ahead of me, and I only saw like a quarter of his face as he turned, and he like motioned me to follow him. And as we were walking, we saw a very tall woman. She had very long brown hair with leaves in it, cascaded down to the floor. And she wore dark green robes. She had pale skin, but there were birds everywhere, and it looked like she was living in a terrarium in this volcano. And like there were lush green trees, some birds, and it felt like I needed to see her. But as we were getting closer, that's when I woke up. And I never got to speak to that woman in my dream. But the barrier breaking, flying on the lion, and everything that happened, God, it felt magical. It felt like a sign. Like I kept drawing different lions over and over and over again afterwards. And then I got to a point where I'm drawing the lion you see before you. And it made me realize that I want to show you guys what art can do for you. How it can inspire you, how it can heal you. That drawing not just your dreams, like not just your like mentally physical dreams, but like your passionate dreams. Whether it's good or not, you can make it good. You can get there. And I intend to draw with you and see some of the folks who are listening, what they're drawing, what they're up to. Because I can't tell you guys enough how much art has saved me as a person. And I want to show you in the next coming videos what I've gone through with art that has helped me. And hopefully will help you. All right, guys, that's my story. And I hope you listened and got to hear the whole way through. Tell me in the comments, what types of dreams have you had? Have you ever conquered them? Like, remember how I mentioned the Freddy dreams? I actually had a dream where I met Freddy and I told him to go away, and he got sad. It was kind of funny. He goes, "Oh, I can't kill you if you're not scared." And I was like, "You sure can't." And like, I want to know, what were your most common dreams? What were your favorite dreams? Let me know in the comment below. And again, like and subscribe. It's free. I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dude Let's Draw. Have a good one. Bye-bye.